Greetings folks, and I hope you're all happy and healthy wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for another Go Figure 1/6 scale news. For those new to the channel, this is where Mr. Go Figure takes his pick of the first looks, of the pre-orders, and of the 6 scale figures that have just been released out into the wild. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual massive shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale reviews, news, previews, showcases, tours, and all that other good stuff that we've got coming up. So without further ado, let's dive in with the first looks, and the first up to bat is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Donatello to be precise. This is brought to us by Mondo. Now, I'm a big fan of Mondo figures. I think they do some amazing work, particularly with animated characters. I am not a huge collector of TMNT stuff. I don't have an awful lot, in fact I don't have any in the collection, but this could be one that makes Mr. Go Figure break his duck, and now let's find out why that is. Big fan of Mondo, as I mentioned. Their live action characters can be a little bit hit and miss. The Thing and They Live figures could have been better, but when it comes to, as I say, animated characters, they really do blow it out of the park, Mondo. So what have they given us? Well, as I say, it's Donatello, and straight away, proportions look absolutely nailed on. I think the screen accuracy looks amazing here. They've got the proportions just right. That body shape looks absolutely on point and screen accurate. You've got those purple bindings on the feet and on the shins, the purple the pads themselves on the knees and on the elbows. The skin tone and texture looks really good with that rough texture. Vascularity, muscularity, all looks on point. I'm going to assume we're going with a hard plastic here, but overall I think they've done a cracking job. You've got that belt over the shoulder and the shell there, sculpted plastic to look like leather. Very nice indeed. He's holding one of the weapons in his left hand there, the bow staff in his right. You've got the purple mask itself, all looking very good, and straight away, yeah, looking absolutely excellent. Gritted teeth going on. Nice photography here as well from Mondo, I've got to say. Hats off to the photographer on this one. But overall, yeah, looking very, very impressive. Zip on to the next one. We've got him stood up here. Now, starting to get a look at some of the accessories that come with this figure as well, and there is a shit ton of accessories with this guy. It's great to see. We've also got a closed mouth head sculpt here. Now, I think there are 3 or 4 swap out head sculpts with this particular figure. We'll see all those at the end when we get the all shot, but once again, proportions looking great. Vascularity and muscularity we mentioned, and the shading on this on the paint applications, very nice. Bow staff strapped to the back there, and we've got this table with Donatello's trademark tinkerings on it. Not sure whether this table comes with the figure. It would be nice to see, but we'll no doubt find out at the end. And we're also getting our first look at the mouses, I believe they're called. I'm not too keyed up on the TMNT world, so if I get anything wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. But I believe these are the little robot mice that Donatello tinkers together, and I think you get 2 of these with the figure. Great little addition. Some fantastic accessories going on here. But let's zip on to the next shot. Action shot here. Once again, now I think this is a different head sculpt. This one, we've got gritted teeth on this one. Those teeth are really nicely done as well, I've got to say, and those gums there, nicely painted and sculpted. So yeah, we're looking at a variety of heads here as well, and I think there are swap out eyes with this particular figure. We've got him clutching the bow staff in the right hand there. Once again, the skin tones look great. That leather look belt, all on point. On to the next one, another close-up. This time we've got a slightly different grimace going on with that head sculpt. More exposed teeth on the left-hand side, and we can see up close that paint application on those teeth and gums. Yeah, a thumbs up here. We've got this sort of push knife weapon going on, which he was clutching before. Nice metallic paint applications on there. Once again, that tone and texture on the skin really good. Creasing in the knuckle areas, bone structure, all looks really, really well done. Liking that shot a lot. On to the next. He's clutching another one of the two staffs that he comes with. This one, I believe, is electrified. Not 100% certain how this weapon works because I am not that clued up on the turtles, but it looks like it's electrified with this electricity effect coming out the ends here, which I'm going to assume is a plastic, which is just attached to the ends here. But the sculpt and paint application look really good. We can see that wrist remote control for the first time on that right wrist there. That looks really nicely done. And overall, yeah, I'm impressed with the sculpt, paint applications and the overall figure itself. So yeah, could Mr. Go Figure be breaking his duck in the turtle world? Let's find out. On to the next shot. Loving this shot here. A lot of imagination gone into this. We've got him leaning on the table, hand on one side of his head. I believe this is the communicator here. I could be wrong, but I think that's the communicator. So I'm assuming that comes as an accessory as well. Nicely sculpted and painted. And yeah, we get to see the articulation here as well, working pretty well. But you've obviously got those ball joints in the shoulder area there. I'm going to assume ratchets at the knees and elbows. So yeah, looking very, very good indeed. I've got another one of him leaning up against the desk this time. Got one of the mouses here. That wrist remote control looks nicely detailed with that sort of calculator keypad going on. And overall, yeah, this swap out arm here, I'm assuming it's going to be a swap out arm for the remote control section. And that sort of slightly cockeyed grin going on with that head sculpt. A close-up of the mouse here now, really well done here with that. You've got that camera, what looks like a VHS camera sticking out of its mouth, and just a great inclusion to swap up the display and add to your display if you wanted to, go for a full diorama look and use all the accessories. Really liking the detail on there and the paint apps as well. So, oh yeah, and we've got him in the background here controlling the mouse through the wrist remote control. Nicely done. Once again on the table here, the two mouses again. We've got this head section here, what looks like a head section. I'm not sure what that is. I know it's an accessory. And I'm sure somebody will drop a comment in the comment section below to tell me what that actually is. But yeah, you've also got him clutching a spanner, screwdriver. You've got the goggles attached to their head there. Overall, yeah, very impressed. And we've got a shot of him wearing his glasses as well. That really does add to the look as well, particularly with this grinning head sculpt. Clutching what may be a diagram or a map or instructions on how to build something. And overall, yeah, I think the inclusion of those glasses with the tape in the middle is just a little chef's kiss there from Mondo. Another one of him tinkering with the communicator on the desk area from behind there. And overall, yeah, paint applications, as I say, sculpt and screen accuracy look there in spades. The all shot now. This is where this figure, I think, really comes into its own. And Mondo, as I say, given us a shit ton of stuff here to play with. We've got the two staffs at the top there, the electrified one and the plain bow staff. The two what look like push knives. Looks like we're getting four, count them, four swap out head sculpts. Great work here from Mondo. You've got the full smiley face, the slightly comical, quizzical, partially open at the left-hand side of the mouth there, and then the full sort of battle grimace, and then the closed mouth as well. You've got the spanner screwdriver, as we mentioned. You've got this hook knife, what looks like a grappling hook with rope attachment. You've got the calculator stroke remote control section that he uses. Goggles, glasses, a boatload of swap out hands there. There's more hands than you're ever going to need. That sort of turtle head thing, which I'm not 100% certain what it is. The communications device, the two mouses, the backpack, the bum pack rather, the fanny pack if you're in the States, or bum bag as we call it over here in the UK. A couple of shurikens. Nice to see some swap out headbands as well, so you can change out the effect, assuming they're just there by friction into the back of the head by the looks of it. Overall, yeah, this is looking really good and could very well tempt Mr. Go Figure into the world of turtles. So yeah, that's Mondo's take on Donatello. And I think that's pretty much all we've got for first looks. And it's not technically a first look, this one. This one is actually going up for pre-order on the 18th, so not too far away. So not maybe technically a first look, maybe borderline first look pre-order. We're not getting an awful lot dropping at the moment. It's that time of year. We're sort of heading into the seasonal time of year, not so much stuff cropping up, so maybe not as much in the first looks, but we do have some pre-orders to look at. So what have we got in the pre-orders department? Now this one, Mr. Go Figure has been looking forward to, and I've got to say I am super excited for this one. This is Damtoys' take on I think it's yes, it's Staff Sergeant Barnes, aka Tom Berenger, from Oliver Stone's 1986 classic Vietnam award-winning movie Platoon. And first impressions on this one, I am absolutely blown away. I am not a huge collector of military figures, but I think this looks absolutely incredible. Massive fan of Oliver Stone films. I think probably Platoon, JFK, and probably at the top of my list, and probably everyone else's, is Scarface. But yeah, first impressions on this one are amazing. We'll get to that head sculpt, but I think we're looking at DID levels of military uniform here. Loving the contrasting greens going on, loving the attention to detail. You've got all the strapping, you've got the all the detailing going on there. The stitch work looks phenomenal in this piece. You've got the green undershirt there. Yeah, overall that uniform looks absolutely excellent. Brilliantly made, screen accurate, the colours are right, and the stitch work looks excellent. It looks like we've got some grenades and stuff going on there. Clutching the assault rifle. Now, I don't think this is an M16, but I'm sure someone will correct me in the comment section below if I'm getting this wrong. Maybe M14 or M13 if there is such a thing. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah, the sculpting and paint application on that assault rifle looked great. That helmet looks beautifully proportioned, on point. That material covering with great stitch work going on there, and just absolutely excellent. Yeah, let's zip on to the next shot. We're starting to get close to this head sculpt now, and I've got to say I really am very, very impressed. I don't think this is the best angle. There are some other angles coming up, but we're starting to see the skin tones, the textures. They look great. We're getting a hint at the scar work that's on that face as well, because those who've seen the film will know that Tom Berenger was under some heavy makeup here, covered in scars. But yeah, the rifle looks really accurate, on point, really nice. You've got the insignia on the side there. The vest itself looks really great. It looks like there's a push knife there in that leather or faux leather section on the shoulder. All the straps, all the pockets, and even that that rucksack, that backpack there, look absolutely excellent. We're starting to get a hint at these forearms, but I think we're going to get some closer shots. So let's zip on. That head sculpt, yeah, perhaps that's not the best angle. Here's the sort of the first all shot, so we can get an idea of the proportions. I think the proportions look absolutely excellent. That is most certainly Sergeant Barnes, most certainly Tom Berenger from Platoon, and you can really now start to see the level of detail that Damtoys have gone into here. And I'm a huge fan of Damtoys. I think their two Godfather figures, the classic and the golden years, are simply phenomenal. Amazing head sculpts, amazing tailoring, so I've got high hopes for this. Base itself looks like sculpted plastic with some kind of jungle effect going on the top there. Says Platoon at the front. Not seeing a waist grabber or a crotch grabber with this one, so fingers crossed this is going to be magnetic. Hopefully this will be magnetic, but yeah, I think it's just looking very good indeed. Those boots look screen accurate. Once again, faultless stitch work on there. The colours look on point, and we're getting to see these forearms as well for the first time. It's interesting, this one, because on some shots I am seeing seamless forearms, and on other shots I'm seeing a wrist joint. So it'd be interesting to see, have Damtoys combined the two here? I don't think I've ever seen that done before. It'd be interesting to see if they have done, but yeah, skin tones and textures look excellent. He's got that metal bracelet going on the right wrist there. Once again, how the light plays off this head sculpt is absolutely excellent. Let's zip on to the next shot. We've got a back shot here, so we can see the detailing in that backpack. We've got a carabiner going on there, all the strapping, which I'm going to assume they've done in nylon and canvas. All looks on point. We've got a a holster there for the sidearm. We can see that rifle and the detailing on it. And we've even that strap around the back of the helmet there, somewhere to store the spare magazine for the rifle. And we're also getting an idea of the articulation here as well, looking very good, and even down to the tread on the boots as well. Yeah. On to the next one now. This is the shots that really sold me on this piece. This head sculpt looks absolutely incredible. Absolutely nailed on Tom Berenger as Sergeant Barnes for me. I'm starting to see, as I say, that scar work there, scarring on the lips, scarring around that cheek, that almost crescent scar that runs from around the eye all the way down the side of his face. We've got a hint of a 5 o'clock shadow there. Skin tones and textures look great. Sculpted hair underneath that bandana, that head bandana, which is accurate and on point, and those wisps of sculpted hair coming down. Yeah, chef's kiss to Damtoys here. I think this could be something very special indeed. Let's zip onto the next one. Got one with him slightly off at an angle here. I think we're going to have the PERS system. I'm suspecting here a separate eyeball rolling system going on. And I think it's going to be safe to say, because I've already seen a shot previously with a ball joint on there, as I mentioned, that these four, we're going to have a combination sets of arms here, which is great bit of innovation there from Damtoys. So yeah, fully seamless arm there. I'm going to assume this swaps out as somewhere around the elbow joint. You've got that metal bracelet, as we mentioned, muscularity sculpted in there, texturing, vein work, bone work, all nailed on, and that head sculpt, a thing of beauty, or a thing of ugliness, depends on how you look at it, but I think it's a thing of beauty. The push knife once again there, stitch work, harness, all on point. Let's zip on. I'm going to let that one sink in for a second. That is absolutely incredible in my opinion. That is some amazing work from Damtoys there. The lightness is frighteningly good. You've got that crescent scar, as we mentioned, and if you look closely here, you can actually see where they've sculpted in the stitch work going around the sides there, the scars across the mouth, the scars that run down into the chin, all the way there. Eyes the right colour, super glassy. Most certainly we're looking at a separate eyeball rolling system here. Yeah, skin tones, textures on point, stitch work, screen accuracy, yeah, nailed on. Yeah, a massive thumbs up to Damtoys here. And this is a prototype. I'm hoping that we don't see any degradation from this to the finished product. Another all shot, yeah, proportions on point. Yeah, and just the presence of this character and the presence of the figure, I think are amazing. It's great work here. Another, it's the same shot again, but as the previous one, but from a slightly further away angle and just further away distance rather, further away. But overall, yeah, I think it's yeah, cracking piece there. Proportions on point, head sculpt spookily good. One from the back there, so we can see the detailing on that rucksack, and we can that base. I like that base. It's subtle. It could have been overdone. We could have all kinds of foliage and stuff going on there, but they've chosen to keep it simple but effective, and I like that. We can see the back of that sculpted bandana as well. I'm going to assume it's sculpted, could well be material. A detailing shot of the harness itself. As I said before, did levels here of quality, I think here. Stitch work, accuracy, all the pouches are there, the harness at the back itself, the holster, all nailed on. And a close-up of the helmet as well. Loving the detailing on that. I'm hoping what they've done here is gone with sculpted plastic and then stretched this material over it, like you would see in a proper helmet. But yeah, there's even some battle damage on there. There are scuffs, there are tears. It's not perfect, and you've got that magazine in there as well, and some close-ups of the backpack. It looks like you've got the shovel involved in there, in that shovel section, and once again, if carabiner, if that's done in canvas and nylon, yeah, we could be looking at something really special here. Finally, the all shot. So what are you getting? We've talked helmet, we've talked assault rifle, backpack, base. You are also getting the knife, the combat knife. You're getting the service issue sidearm, and as I mentioned before, yeah, we are looking at swap out forearms and individual hands as well. I am loving that idea. I think that's a phenomenal idea from Damtoys. I think yeah, what a wonderful thing to do. You get the best of both worlds, and you're also seeing grenades, push knives, and the backpack as well. So there you have it, folks. That is Damtoys' take on Sergeant Barnes. And I think it's fair to say that Mr. Go Figure will be going all in on this one. So what's next up on the pre-orders? It's Hot Toys and it's Han Solo. Now, regulars to the channel will know I am not the biggest collector of Star Wars 1/6 scale figures. I have managed to avoid the rabbit hole. However, I haven't avoided the rabbit hole of The Empire Strikes Back. It is my favourite Star Wars film. I bang on about it all the time. So yeah, this piqued my interest, not only because it's Empire, so it will probably be finding its way into the collection, but because, and we're going to start with this head sculpt, I think this could possibly be one of Hot Toys' best Harrison Ford head sculpts. I thought we'd seen the best in this guy over here, their older Dial of Destiny Harrison Ford, but I think this might just pip it at the post. So we'll start with a head sculpt. Phenomenal, what can I say? Absolutely 100% Harrison Ford, 100% Han Solo. Skin tones, skin textures, they're all there. The eyes, perfectly done. That slight smirk is there, there's a hint of it, the scar across the chin. Sculpted plastic hair, not an artisan piece, this one. I think it would be very difficult to do this with rooted hair. You would have to put so much product in it to capture this unique style that you may find that it just looked off because of the quantity of product in it. I don't know, but I think probably sculpted hair was the best route to go down. You've got that wave in the hair, individual strands are picked out, the colour's right, usual story. We're getting to see the shirt and the cream shirt and the blue jacket. Stitch work looks on point. Should be, after all, Hot Toys have been making Star Wars figures since I was an embryo. On to the next shot. Really liking this one. He's got the Hoth Parker on here with the fur-lined collar. Obviously, you're getting his trademark sidearm, that low-slung holster, the instantly recognisable belt with buckle. These boots, I'm hoping these boots aren't going to be pleather. I'm hoping, in the first instance, I'd like to see leather. If they can't be leather, then I'd like to see sculpted plastic. The last thing I want to see is pleather, as we all know what happens with pleather. So fingers crossed it's one of the first two. But the tailoring looks on point. Those tight brown pants look excellent. I'm going to assume we're going to get gloved and ungloved hands with this figure. He's wearing the goggles, assuming they're coming as an accessory. Get to see that base for the first time as well. Now, carrying a bit of height, this base, not as much as this fella over here, but it's got some height to it. We've got the Star Wars logo at the front there, just says Han Solo. Liking that base a lot, and you've got the crotch grabber there as well. Not quite sure what that base is meant. I think it's meant to look like a grill, maybe in the ice base on Hoth, but overall liking it a lot. Onto unparkered shot. Now everybody knows the button-down shirt that's slightly open and the blue jacket look. And as I say, Hot Toys can do this in their sleep, but the proportions look right, the tailoring looks excellent. You've got that yellow flash down the side of the brown pants with the seam running down the front, and overall, yeah, that is looking very good indeed. I don't think I can fault that. That is an excellent looking figure. On to the next, action pose. We're going to get the usual posability, the usual articulation. It's a Hot Toys figure after all. We've got him in that iconic pose, one hand out, gloved hand, and clutching his pistol in the other, looking very good. Side shot here, we get to see the profile there, pretty much all the profile. Yeah, looking absolutely spot on. I think Hot Toys have really knocked it out of the park with this one. Another shot's getting a bit samey here. They do tend to drop a boatload of photos on us, Hot Toys, with these when these pre-orders go up, and sometimes they can get a bit samey, as I mentioned before. But yeah, that flashing down, that yellow flashing looks great, all on point, and just some beautiful photos here. That is a cracking shot with a little smirk on there. I'm assuming we're getting the purse system with the eyes off at one side, and it captures that sort of that roguishness, that cheekiness of the character really, really well. And this is where the artistic, I think, comes in. You can get a face 100% accurate through digitization techniques, I think. But what you can't add is that little touch that gives it that human element that brings out the character, and it's most certainly Harrison Ford's smirk when he's Han Solo, and the weapon looks very good as well. Yeah, another that really sells it for me. That shot there, that is I will buy that figure based on just that one photo. Beautifully glassy eyes, great hair, great skin texturing, and it's all there. And another one as well. Loving the fact that they've used a Millennium Falcon diorama for these shots. That just shows that when it contextualizes the figure, I think it's great. That one in particular, I think, is a cracking photograph there. We can see the articulation in action, and it's just a great little photo of a fantastic looking figure. And another one, another one of holding the pistol up in the air. And we go on like this with all these different versions. PERS system here. Once again, that's going to add an awful lot to this figure, and great to see it. Pretty much comes as standard now with all Hot Toys figures. The dual outfit, so yeah, you can take that. I mean, you say it's two styles of costume display. I mean, it's jacket on or jacket off. I like both, to be honest with you, but I'm leaning towards the Hoth Parker on look. And you've obviously got those goggles around there. I just think it looks great, and I think you can replicate that sequence where he's doing what looks like a little bit of spot welding and he's interrupted. And finally, the all shot. So yeah, we discussed these are the shots here. Goggles come as an accessory, as well as does the I'm going to call it a spot welder because I can't think of what else to call it. You get his sidearm. You get a multitude of gloved and ungloved hands, and you get that rather nice stand as well. So there you have it, folks. That is Hot Toys' take on Han Solo, and pretty much a no-brainer for Mr. Go Figure for his Empire section rather than Star Wars section. So what do we have next? Let's zip on to the next one. So this is not a pre-order. We're on to now what's already been released. And it's another Hot Toys figure, and it's their take on Batman from the Dark Knight Returns, the DC Comics version. Already released this one. I've seen vlogger photos of it. It's looking very impressive. So it should be shipping if you've got it on pre-order, or if you're trying to grab it out there in the wild without pre-order, it's out already. And straight away, I'm loving this. I'm loving this look. For this comic book look. Obviously Batman had retired, comes back out of retirement, he's older, he's bulkier. But straight away that head sculpt, the body shape, the size, the proportions, all comic book accurate. He's crutching the rifle with the scope, he's got the batarangs, the bulk is there, the colours are right, and I am loving the sculpting that they've done in this cowl section here to give him that old look, and in particular the creasing in the top of the cowls to make it look like he's scowling. Look absolutely phenomenal. Got an action shot of him here, so we can pretty much say, even though he's a bulky chap, you are going to be able to pose him as well, and we can see that utility belt, you can see the actual weathering on there, nicely done. And they've captured that bat symbol, that rather unique comic book bat symbol on his chest there. The only one that really comes close to that is probably the 66. Well, it's some sort of a mixture of the 66 and of a few others, but quite unique to this particular comic book. I'm assuming wired cape on this one as well. We've got it flowing off in the background there, and overall looking very nice indeed. Lots of heft to this guy, which is nice to see. The ab section there, the muscularity in that body, very nice. Looks weathered, but not too weathered. Looks like there are touches of weathering on there to give it that dirtied up look. And it looks like we've got what I'm suspecting are a number of swap out mouth plates as well. Looking very good. Side view here, super bulky this guy. Incredibly thick neck, loving that cowl, the visible ears under that cowl, and the shorter ears on the top there, the bat ears on the top. We've got the batarang, obviously standard accessory these days with a Batman figure, and the wired cape flowing off there. I just love the heft, I love the look, and I think this is a very, very iconic look. I can see this one displaying really, really well with the Killing Joker onto the next. We've got him with the rifle there, which is Hot Toys past masters at producing weapons, so this looks what it should be. So it's a bolt action rifle with a scope on it, looking very good. And on to the next. Yeah, I think we're on a wide cape here, definitely. It's definitely a wide cape. And the Batarang with the cord attached. We've got the shouty head sculpt on by the looks of it there. On to the next one. Oh, we've already seen that one. Let's zip on. That classic Batman pose that Hot Toys seem to put every Batman figure in. And once again, we can see the bolt, we can see the weathering. But really getting the detail on these swap out mouth plates as well. Loving this one with the creasing on the side here and the skin tones and textures. And that huge jawline and square chin. And once again, as I mentioned before, that creasing in the cowl. Yeah, chef's kiss. Liking this one a lot. We've got this faceplate's an odd one, this one. It's sort of like a manic grin, but I do like it. You've got the teeth exposed but together, lips are a deep red, and that one really does look slightly, mental, off kilter. He's not all there, it's not firing on all six, but the ears are visible again, and overall, I am liking this, liking the look of this piece a lot. And there's the three mouth plates together, teeth exposed but together. Mad shouty face and teeth and lips pursed, and all three of them I'm liking for three different reasons. So yeah, nice touch there from Hot Toys. On to the stand now. Rather unique stand here. They've not gone for the standard hexagon. What they've given us here, and I'm trying to get up close, and it looks to me like this could be very similar to the Justice League figures that Hot Toys gave us, with that slight angled sloped front and then that sort of platform at the back, but it looks like it's painted in silver. You've got that huge nameplate at the front there, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and yeah, I'm getting Justice League vibes from this thing, and looks like it's a crotch grabber behind there, but I could be mistaken. But overall, I'm liking that stand a lot, and it just works really well with the figure there. On to the next shot, we're getting a close-up look at the muscularity that we talked about. Seeing the newly developed body here, and yeah, you can see the abs and all the muscles at the side here. Really, really nicely done. Thick and muscular and chunky, the way he should be. And a close-up on that utility belt as well. Same pose again from a different angle and a different mouth plate there. I'm liking this one as well. I like all three. Wired cape with bendable wire, just hoping that it's not that super thin wire that we sometimes get with Hot Toys. That can be a bit of a disappointment when you're posing capes, and it won't support them and they flop around all over the place. Hope it's a substantial wire, not enough to destroy the flow if it's just simply hanging, but enough to support it when you do those dynamic poses. And it looks like we've got some weathering around the bottom there as well, to match that weathering that we're seeing on the thigh area there. Loving that weathering, subtle but not too much. Another one of him on the base there in an action pose, and finally the all shot that we always get with Hot Toys, pretty much just covering everything that we've already looked at. The muscular body, interchangeable faceplates, the bolt action rifle, the wired cape, the base itself, batarangs, and what looks like three pairs of swap out hands as well. So yeah, there you have it, folks. That's Hot Toys' take on Batman The Dark Knight Returns from the DC Comics, and he is out in the wild at the moment if you're wanting to try and catch him, if you don't already have him on pre-order. So what's next? Next up, now this is a new one on Mr. Go Figure. I have never heard of Hellcat. Now, whether they are an offshoot of a larger company, because I know that sometimes companies have a tendency to split themselves in case there is any financial issues with another, or you get offshoots of companies using the same artists. But I've never heard of Hellcat before. But what did capture my eye is their recently released, and they are shipping at the moment, take on Andy Serkis as Caesar from, well, I don't think it's from one particular Planet of the Apes films. I think, Andy Serkis and the character appears in the whole new swathe of Planet of the Apes films, which I am a big fan of, I must admit. So not one particular film, and this is not a licensed product, this one. This is a third party, hence why it's called Ape Leader. But the first shot here, and there are two versions of this figure, we'll get to the second one. First version, I'm quite liking this. It caught my eye, this one. I'm liking the proportions. I believe that this is real fur, artificial fur for both the head sculpt and the body itself. I know Star Ace and a few other companies have had a go at figures from this particular franchise, but yeah, it was this one that caught my eye. The head sculpt in particular I think is really good. Now, some vlogger photographs of this and videos, and yeah, that head sculpt is a little bit too tanned. I think they've perhaps overdone it in the shading, but overall I think, yeah, unmistakably Caesar, and Andy Serkis, a digitized Andy Serkis from Planet of the Apes IP, the new one. Proportions look on point, the articulation looks good, those hands and feet look excellent, and overall very impressed. Let's zip on to the next one. Side shot, once again proportions on point. Just maybe that colour could be a little bit lighter on the face, but the sculpt itself I think is really good. You've got the lines around the sort of the cheek areas there, the fur itself, and I believe it's sculpted in fur on the head sculpt, as I mentioned, really good. Eyes, super glassy, that brow, all very well done. Another one here, and this really captures the likeness in this photograph, being this close, and the lighting of that head sculpt. Yeah, unmistakably Caesar. A cracking job they've done here. I think Hellcat, and if this is the first time out of the traps, I think they're doing very well, and particularly those eyes. I think we could possibly have a moving eye system here as well. Let's move on to the next one. Yes, separate eyeball rolling system here. It's great to see third parties actually adopting these features from the big boys. Nice to see, and I think it really does add to this head sculpt on the left here. You know, you tilt that head sculpt down, raise those eyes up, and you've got pure menace here from Caesar. He's gripping the what looks like an M16. I don't know, they're sort of used extensively throughout numerous iterations of the film in the new IP. So that comes as an accessory as well. Looks pretty well done. Multitude of swap out hands, always great to see. Bit of a bog standard crotch grabber and stand there, nothing to write home about, but overall accessories, they're meagre, but they're there. I think the real cherry on the cake is this figure, and I'm liking the look of this a lot. I haven't pre-ordered this, but might be tempted to hunt it down in the wild, forgive the pun. This is a cracking shot. You get a really good idea of the head sculpt here from the detailing, the dark areas around the eyes. Yeah, overall, I think that is a very good head sculpt from a third party. We've got him clutching the assault rifle there, so posability is not an issue. The hands look really well done, and yeah, as I say, overall, this is shaping up to be something pretty good. I'm sort of regretting not pre-ordering this one now, but yeah, horseback. Now, this horse doesn't come as an accessory with this particular piece. I think Hellcat have just thrown it in for the purposes of making the figure look good, but at least we know it works well with your average 1/6 scale horse. And I think that's a great view, a great look for this particular figure on horseback clutching the assault rifle. We've got, now we're on to the B version of this particular figure. Now, I prefer the B version. This is the sort of the war paint version that I think we see. Is it War from Planet of the Apes? Or I forget which one. I think we see it in a couple of them. But I prefer this look. And I think Hellcat done a cracking job here. It's not a complex job or much of a difference between A and B. Really all it is these white stripes across the chest area, almost across the tops of the ribs, and then the white paint applications on the face. I just think it gives it that extra element of menace. And then you've got that red stripe, obviously, down the sort of the centre of the forehead and the nose itself. Got him clutching this spear here, and I think overall, yeah, proportions the same as the other figure. It's just this white paint application that separates it out, and it just gives it that air of menace and that extra depth. So I think if I'm going to pick one of these up, it's going to be the B version. But you see him there with the white paint application, looking suitably aggressive. On to the next one, on horseback again, clutching the spear this time. Let's see if we can't get a close-up of that head sculpt with the white paint application. Yeah, we're starting to see it here a little bit. Yeah, I like how they've captured this, the paint look. I'm just flipping to that one to see if we can get any closer, because it looks like it's run. It wasn't matte in any of the films. And what you got was sort of this run down his face and down his chin look, and I think they've captured that really well. Got him clutching the spear there, and now we get to see that face and that head sculpt up close. I think Hellcat have done a cracking job here. As I say, most certainly this is my preferred version. And as I say, you can see the skin tones underneath. That paint isn't matte. You've got that red stripe down the forehead, the black areas around the eyes. The eyes look really nice and glassy, and the overall impact very, very good indeed. Another one clutching the spear, and on to the final all shot. So with the B version, you're getting the spear, the same gun, I'm assuming, same swap out hands, same stand. Really, as I mentioned before, the only difference being the makeup on that head sculpt, or rather the paint applications on that head sculpt and across the chest area there. So there you have it, folks. That's Hellcat's take on Caesar, aka Andy Serkis, and yeah, that is shaping up to be something very good indeed. On to also out in the wild at the moment, and this has just been released, and I think it's Eternal Toys. Yeah, it's Eternal Toys. Just released this one, so this is starting to ship at the moment. Some people already have it in hand. Unlicensed product, this one, but it's Space Exile, aka Matt Damon and Matthew McConaughey from Christopher Nolan's epic space movie, science fiction movie, Interstellar, of which I am a huge fan. I think it is a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, please take my word for it, check it out. But yeah, this is Man and Cooper from that particular film. Now, this comes as a double pack. You can buy the two figures together with a special bonus, which we will discuss, or you can buy them separately. But this first shot, straight away, I have to say, is looking very, very good indeed. You've got Man on the right-hand side here, Matt Damon. There are variances in the spacesuits. They both come in full spacesuit. There is no other look. Well, there is one, but we'll get to that. There are differences in the suits because there's a lot of time in between these two guys. This one is the man suit is a darker grey. The detailing is slightly different. The colours are slightly different, more white on the Cooper, on the McConaughey version. It looks like he's bulkier here, the Matt Damon figure, but I think that's probably more to do with the angle that this photograph was taken at. But yeah, slight variances include the NASA badge is different. The detailing around the helmet itself is slightly different. But there are similarities but differences, shall we say. But first impressions, very, very good indeed. Getting closer here, we've got this almost three-quarter shot. You're starting to see those differences in slightly more detail. The NASA badges, as I mentioned, helmets slightly different there, not only in coloration but in how they fit here. There's more of the sort of the undersuit showing here. These chest sections slightly different. Obviously name badges different as well, but I think first impressions wise these look very, very good indeed. The head sculpts looking exceptionally good as well, particularly the Matt Damon one. I have the Premier Toys The Martian figure, and I was super impressed with that Matt Damon head sculpt. Lots of Matt Damon head sculpts out there, so there's a lot to reference, shall we say. Not so much with Matthew McConaughey. The points of reference there are few and far between, so that could be a little bit harder, but let's zip on to the next one. Let's take a look at Man first. Yeah, that Matt Damon head sculpt looks nailed on, but loving the suit, the screen accuracy's there, the paint applications look great. I'm assuming we're looking at a material suit here with plastic sections attached to it as well, and yeah, cracking photo there. From Eternal. Another one of Man again. This time we're seeing the thrusters on the forearms there. Nice to see that. Gloves are really weathered, as are those thrusters on point. Another one, some great photography here from a third party, I think. And another clean shot here, a three-quarter clean shot of him. Yeah, overall, I'm liking that outfit a lot. Be interesting to see how well this figure moves underneath this suit, because as we know, spacesuited figures aren't known for being the best in the world to articulate, but we'll have to wait and see. Loving the lighting on this shot, probably doing that head sculpt a lot of favours by the way this has been lit, but we can see that the visors are lifted up and down. The helmets are weathered as well. There's more weathering on this figure. He's been on the planet a long time. On to the next shot. That is a cracking shot. Once again, possibly the lighting and the way it's been shot here is going to do that head sculpt some favours, but I think that is a simply superb shot. We're seeing that weathering again, cracking shot there of that head sculpt, very, very nice indeed. And the all shot for the Matt Damon figure. Not an awful lot coming with these figures. Obviously the movable visor, there's the backpack there, the pipes that you have to attach or unattach to take the helmet off, a couple of swap out hands, bog standard oval base, and that's pretty much your lot. And I'm going to assume that's the same for the Cooper figure. Cooper figure, different coloration, probably a different body under there, different head sculpt obviously. First impressions though, from this distance, pretty good. Liking that side shot, liking the screen accuracy and the quality of that spacesuit. They seem to be very careful on how they're photographing this McConaughey head sculpt, but we'll get to that. We've got a side shot here of him in the library with the millions of books. Very well lit, beautiful shot, and a nice homage to the film, but doesn't really tell us an awful lot other than that suit looks very good quality. Liking that shot a lot, imagination in there, yeah, bouncing around in the infinite amount of rooms with an infinite amount of books, and we see the thrusters on the arms again there, tread on the soles by the looks of it of that spacesuit, and the all shot as well. This one on the left here, really liking this. I think at certain angles they've done a really good job with this Matthew McConaughey head sculpt, and the detailing is picked out once again from the stuff that we've already looked at. Now the party piece, if you will, of the double pack is that you get the civvy look for Cooper. You get a pair of jeans, white t-shirt, jacket, boots, obviously the head sculpt as well. You provide the body, and this is the look that you get. Now this is where I get some reservations about this Cooper head sculpt. I think it works very well in the helmet, but I think once you put it onto the civvy suit, or rather onto the body and into the civvy suit, I think the cracks start to show. Love this jacket. I think it's the right colour, right proportions, tailoring looks great with that tan colour and that brown collar, white t-shirt, can't really go that wrong, and the jeans look pretty good too. That side shot, it doesn't give a lot away. It's when we start to get to these kind of shots that I think there might be something slightly off with this head sculpt. Now, Mr. Go Figure has got these two on pre-order. It's the deluxe pack with the additional outfit. They will be coming in within the next sort of 12-24 hours, and they'll be going up for review at some point this weekend, so we can get up close and personal with these head sculpts. But I still think they both look phenomenal together, and it's the all shot at the end there. I love the movie, love what they've done here with these figures, and I don't own any of Eternal Toys' work. I know they've done some, I think it's Batman figures, Penguin figures and stuff like that, but there is nothing in the collection from them, so I thought it was long overdue. And being the massive Interstellar fan that I am, this was a no-brainer, so they'll be coming in, as I say, in the next couple of days and going up for review. So there you have it, folks. That is the 1/6 scale news. I hope you've enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on these figures? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on it. And what have you got on pre-order? What's coming in that you're looking forward to? What's a no-brainer for you? What's an instant part with your cash? Let me know. I'll be fascinated to find out. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.